Hello, boys and girls. How are you? This is fine. Oh, I don't know. You know the mood I'm in? It's a mood I describe as a wet mop. Have you ever imagined how a mop feels? That's how I feel.
No, I have not.
Okay. That's how I feel. I say you're into creative writing.
My sister.
My dear. So nobody wrote a story about the mop. You guys are clearly not winning.
I'm so sorry to do this, but First, what did you do this weekend? Hello, whatever.
Crazy. What were you about to say before this?
No, it will lead into that. But what did you do this weekend?
What I did this weekend? Saturday, I worked till 7 p.m., which is why I'm in a mood of a wet mop. My weekend was about 2.5 minutes long. And then after that, I actually had a great time. I went to my aunt's house to look for food. And then we ended up going to her. So just imagine. So when I walked into her house, she was on the phone with another friend, abusing a third friend for going somewhere and not inviting her. Does it not sound familiar? Number one. And number two, also not buying her food from said place. Number two. So I just thought, this is my vibe. Then she said, we're going to the person's house to drink champagne. So we went there. And then they had like their own niece who is my age there. So I was just looking at like the two of us at like 15 years ahead. Still doing absolute rubbish, mind you. So it was a great time. And also the girl that I met there was doing her nails. And so Moing, who didn't take me to my nails, I hadn't seen her yet. So I ended up barging in on the nails. Shout out to Chidi and Philip, who stayed till late night doing my nails. Actually, I asked them if they wanted to come on the podcast because I realized that night that the amount of gist they absorb, they must be absorbing where they are. Because the amount of gist we were saying, I was like, surely there's one or two people that these ones are aware of. And so I think that if you think about jobs like that, where people are like sitting for a long time gisting, very dangerous.
Yeah.
But unless that's like a bad bitch spy network, I'll definitely use nail techs. You know that can bring down the nation?
I think you're better off using housemates.
No. Trust me. The nail techs and drivers are the key.
Okay, yes. Drivers for sure.
Yeah, drivers are the key. They know everybody is going. They know who was there. They know who came out of the car.
My dad had a driver, an old driver. And when I asked him why he left, because I knew who he used to work for, and let me tell you how it happened. We were in school, literally, and this guy came to pick me up. And my friend goes, Mr. X. And the guy looked like he had seen a ghost. So I'm like, what's going on? My friend is like, this guy just stopped coming to the house. Like, they even thought he had died. He just stopped coming to the house. So he gets into the car and I'm pestering, like, the driver, why did you leave? And to be fair to him, initially he's trying to be very like mature, he doesn't want to speak ill, blah, blah, blah. He's like, nothing. I just didn't want to walk there again. It's far from my house. I was like, but we live in the same estate. And I said, your own house is closer. I was like, he's lying. So obviously, with my big mouth, immediately we go to get to pick up my mom. I run inside and I tell her. So she's not using star. She's not like, you can tell me what happened. He was now like, so he now looks at my brothers, like, so we used to go to school in Bagada and our house was in VGC. So my brothers used to sleep on it. So when he notices that my brothers are sleeping, he's like, please, he signed up to be a driver, not a family member. My mom was like, what do you mean? He was like, bruh, the babe, like, he'd always end up getting in the middle of arguments between the Oga and his wife.
Yeah.
That his madam would just come and meet him. Where did Oga go yesterday? It'd be like, he now be saying many places. And he said he honestly just couldn't handle it. That sometimes they'll argue and the Oga will be like, they'll be about to drive out, and I will just stand in front of the car. If you start that engine, and his Oga will be there. If you don't start that engine, and you just be like, for God's sake, like, what kind of problem is this? And it's like one day that was he just had a bit too much. Wow. So he did not send. He didn't even collect his salary. He just
left.
He said he had, that he doesn't have the constitution. And I was like, was it often? He was like, that's the thing. It wasn't often, but for him, it was too much.
Yeah.
That he just felt like, this is not what I signed up for.
That kind of heavy drama that is not yours. I mean, you're not the employee. So
the thing is, I actually wondered about it because typically, a lot of domestic drivers are amebos. They live for it. So I was very surprised when I met him. But like when we worked with him for a while, I realized the man does not like
drama.
Even like just regular gists. Like, see me see trouble. He would start closing his eyes. I don't want.
Me, I know all the... We've had such Amebo drivers that there was one driver in particular that my mom always say, if there's anything you want to discuss, sometimes if she has a phone call, she'll tell him to park and get out. Or like she'll tell him to park and get out from the car so that she can finish the discussion because she knows that once they arrive at her office, the driver's circle will just start. You just hear them discussing heavy matters and they always know. I remember one time I can't remember what he said in the car. It was about like a politician. So basically the wife was like, there's some, I don't want to say too much because it's now a bit clear. Anyway, there's an establishment. We all go there. This person also goes there. So I guess he was conversing with the driver of the politician's wife. And then I would discover that the woman has left him. Do you get? And the reason she left him, what she was shouting that she does not want to be embroiled in EFCC matter. So the driver was telling the other driver that just imagine.
No, they know everything.
That just imagine the madam just came outside. She was shouting and her own driver took her to somewhere else. But that's what she was shouting. So our driver just now, knowing that my mom knows the lady, now just say, Ma. And mommy said, are you friend? Stupid? How can you tell me this kind of rubbish information? That's when we now clock that actually we're not safe.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's always stuff like really random things. Even when we lived in VGC, the security network on our
that's
street.
What I'm saying. I feel like
was insane. Like, so we had I won't call him because he was a chef actually.
Right,
I had a chef.
Yeah, okay.
That used to work.
Like
he used to take walks every morning. And one day he just comes back and I can't remember I think my mom just mentioned in passing that, she thinks like, somebody down the road is moving out. He said, no, the husband was into kidnapping or something. That they came to park every day. They've parked everybody, so I don't think they can maintain the place again. Oh. I was like, what say? Yes. They did a bus over there. Like, and the guy was saying it and like walking. So,
yeah.
And that's when we realized that there's a whole different network.
In my spy, like in my like criminal fantasy, because I watched way too many like deeply criminal shows that I always think if I was going to be like I'm not like a thief, like a low level, I hate all this petty crime, but I'm talking about mastermind. You just know what I'm saying, mastermind with an underground network. Like in shows when they always say they always have a network, underground network.
Is it Rachel you want to use for your network? Because you just say, Auntie Jola, that your friend came. She was saying that she wants me to do networking. Do you know what is network? Do you know? I said I'll ask you. So.
But let me tell you what is in the Blacklist. If you guys watch the Blacklist, in the Blacklist, there's one of the criminals that basically he uses like maids, hotel maids, staff, like bus boys, restaurant waiters, whatever. That's basically his own underground network. Like, so if you're trying to find somebody, they like will circulate maybe the person's picture through everyone. This person will now say, I saw him at this place, I saw him at this place. This kind of network I want to do, but I want to use domestic staff. I'm a boss. What you have to do is to recruit per compound the biggest amebo inside compound. So it could be the cook, it could be
it's TON, the Olofofo network.
That's it. Olofofo 1. That's it. And that will be my underground network to find out what's really going on.
I know someone
what's really going on in the country, because are you telling me that the staff in Aso Rock, they don't know
I know someone who like I think
who has a criminal network.
No,
so what's the point of
EFCC was coming to
because of the underground network?
No, let me explain. EFCC was coming to pick him up.
Okay, you know them personally.
Yes, they were lying in wait.
Good.
Right?
These are your friends.
And they went And they went in the morning. So you know what the Nigerian like security apparatus does is they need you a bit rattled. So they rarely ever kind of invite you.
Sure.
They first come
They usually show
They
up.
show up. And then the thing is, if you know you're right, you usually like, no, actually. But they try and rattle you first that you must come, blah, 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 blah. So they tried to do that. And it was this guy's, someone that works for him. And I was like, oh, by the way, he was just walking and down the road. He saw one car parked there when he was going. And I was coming back, he saw the same car. So he called his friend, who is also a staff down the road. I said, oh, but what's in that car they do there this morning? The guy said, it's coming, let him give him 15 minutes. Now told the Mopo that works in that compound
to go and check.
Go and check what's happening there. That one now asks and says, feel like I say they won't carry the Oga for that place. So that one now calls him and says, tell your Oga to call his lawyer.
Now you're about to be wrapped up.
And that's literally what happened.
See, I'm telling you,
they
you guys
know a lot.
If you want part of my Olofofo network, please reach out. I'm going to do Olofofo network at gmail.com.
Oh, you want to do spy with Gmail? That's how we know that you are deeply on. You don't even have your own
ways at gmail.com just to sign up.
It's not to say amebo at olofofonetwork.com.
No, I don't
so
have
people know that you have your own server. You have your own server.
I'll get it. All those ones are in progress. It's not somebody in the network that will do it.
You want to use Gmail. Very scary.
Listen, don't despise the days of humble beginnings.
I despise it. I hate it.
Don't despise it. If you guys want to be in my Olofofo network, kindly reach out. Jola will not be part of it.
I can never.
Because I don't know.
I will report. Let me tell you something. I don't have mind. So if police should stop me, when they just say, license and registration. I say I'm not part of them. Let me tell you, people that there is fake me. I'll take you to her house. Then she said the staff of this person, they are working for her. Okay, but they will not say, madam, we're asking you about it. I said, no. I know that what you're really here for.
So,
I know what you're really here for.
That's my nice source of project. I really think it can really. Do you know
it
the
could
intel?
Actually.
Honestly, the intel, but it's just because inside the Olofofo network there will be Olofofo, and that is my problem.
Yeah, and they'll fight.
That is my problem because the amebo inside the network will be so much.
No, they will fight.
That's why you can't trust amebos.
They will fight for
because
sure.
Now what you've gained, we have to create like a Chinese wall system. I don't know why they call it that.
No, you can't do that with Nigerians because what will first happen is, let's say, the person is my person that's supposed to tell your person to tell you. My person will hear, XYZ has been, since he became commissioner, he's been going to and fro with Ghana must go back.
Yeah.
My person will tell your person, the whole money in Lagos, I know where they are keeping it. By the time your person gets to you, Madam Nigeria is in trouble. I'm telling you with verified information. I'm telling you to God do me. It's not even just the commissioner, the president.
Shallow, it's okay, make it relax like it's your by day. Anything you want to do it on. If you do, I'm no need to delay. You no need to stress yourself, You got that world in your hand. Living like a baby girl for life. Make the people know. If you wanna buy your head time, easy access, now one time. Everything break it there. Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. My MTN, Abu Naija. Make you spice up your life with my MTN, Abu Naija. My MTN, Abu Naija. You fit upgrade your life with my MTN, Abu Naija. My MTN, Abu Naija. Anything you fit do with my MTN, Abu Naija. My MTN.
Anyway, we both had very fulfilling weekends, as you can see. Big, long weekends. Well,
sure.
except you had partially.
I did drink champagne, which is always nice.
Yeah, that's very best.
Nice. And I got my nails done for free, which is also nice. Oh, let me tell you, at that little drinks gathering, we were trying to tell the older ones about being a bad bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And what we had concluded, me and the other girl, is that is home training fundamentally holding us back from our true potential.
I don't believe that thing anymore. I think bad bitchery is innate. I think when we pretend, when we say things like it's home training, we're just making ourselves feel better.
You're a fool.
A bad bitch is a bad bitch is a bad bitch.
No.
That's just the truth. Let me tell you, Fake, there's nothing wrong in being who you are.
You're a fool.
There's nothing bad there.
What do you mean? How do you know that I'm not a bad bitch? I feel like my bad bitchery is like a werewolf. When the full moon.
31 years, full moon never rise. Oh.
When the full moon is down, that's when it comes alive.
Okay,
in the night.
sure.
You get in the night time.
Okay.
Don't worry, next time you see me, I'll have changed.
As in next week?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Look out for it.
Okay.
It's because I'm wearing these factory garments. Sporty wears.
Sporty spice.
Sporty wears. That's why you guys are looking at me like this.
Okay, let's help a few people with their problems. First off, we have someone that calls themselves Jackpot Anxiety. And says, hi, FK Angela.
Sorry, meanwhile, people say we should not laugh at people who write to us. I said, are you new here?
They are. You can always tell when people are new. Finally, we have YOLO, who says, hi, Jollz and FK. This is nothing too serious. It's just you only live once and I really want to enjoy my singlehood. Is it singledom?
Who knows if it's a hood?
Well, at the moment, it's the hood.
It is very much the hood,
actually.
The ghetto.
She said, I just got off a long-term, and I mean long-term relationship early last year and decided I was going to be single this year and get to know myself again and just enjoy it. But it seems like the minute I made this decision, which was at the end of last year, friends I didn't expect started confessing their feelings. I've managed to avoid them using the whole, I don't want to ruin the friendship and stuff. But the problem is, I'm a bit of a people pleaser. So those ones that I've said that to are not really close friends. But the ones who are closer to me, I have problems telling off. So my question is, how do I confidently and comfortably tell these people I'm not interested and to stop people pleasing?
My dear, is like while you're in a relationship, people don't they queue. Because
but that tends to happen.
Not one, not two people are confessing. Fair enough.
But that tends to happen.
Yeah. I think, look, you just have to be straight up because which one is, unless you want to move to them, what will you do? You have to tell them that I can't click now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to just tell them I can't click. It will be hurtful and it probably will change one or two of your relationships, but that's them too. They wanted to change it when they told you that they like you.
What is making me laugh is like she's totally discounting the way she feels.
Yeah, like, on behalf of the way they feel.
You know, I don't want to. The thing is, first of all, you don't like them, and that's enough for you to say you don't want to do it.
And secondly, they were very happy to change the nature of your relationship.
If you go there and you say, and they're like, oh, you know, I really would like us to date, just be like, oh, I don't have those feelings.
Yeah.
I don't have those feelings, so I don't think it can work.
It doesn't have to be anything
I enjoy being your friend, and I don't want more than that. You don't even need to shalaye the whole. No. Once you don't like them, the only thing you owe them is being kind in the way you say it. But you don't owe. Do you understand? I don't know. Women and when men
we're very
interesting. Once men,
you're always trying to protect
their feelings, and
it's not really trying.
It's
to
not that important. I mean, how people feel is important, but not more important than you.
How
like
you feel.
Just because a man has come up to you to say, "Oh, I like you," you don't have to say, "Oh, okay." Well, because you like me, I owe it to you to try. I think this context
is that obviously they have friends. Well, maybe one or two are closer, so she doesn't want to
fake him still.
But as I said, they've already tried to scatter your
again,
friendship.
all you need to do is the only thing you owe them is like kindness.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be serious. You're not going to do that. But if you're just like, oh really, come on.
Don't say, I can't lie for you.
I said, oh, really? Like, I said, no, fake
really?
Because, let me tell you something. If a guy
you said she should be kind, he said she should say, oh, really?
Yes, but you know what she needs to say, oh, really? Because if they were behaving like they liked her, she won't be surprised.
God bless you.
She must say, oh, really? Because it's like, if I come to you and say, Fake, you know, I've been hiding it, but I deeply romantically I'm into you. What you say? Really? What you first start with? Okay.
I promise you really will not be my
No, I'm just trying to imagine, like, there's just some friends that if they say they like you, you actually will be like, really? Because what I get from you is friendship.
Much worse because I'll be like, since when? Since when? I know that was sad.
So my really is still better.
No, sis. To be fair, that's exactly. It will catch me off guard.
Yes.
I know that one start. Stop it.
No, just tell them that. That you're not interested.
Need to be straight and like try and I don't think don't make it a whole thing.
Yeah. You're allowed to not want a relationship.
I think you should not make it a whole thing. And people pleasing. You should just free the matter.
People pleasing. You stop people pleasing when you start. You stop people pleasing when you start. Basically, so you have to just start learning to speak up for yourself. It's not like to stop people pleasing, wake up at 6 a.m. Say, I will stop today. I will stop today. I will stop today.
No, you're just
no
like,
means no. You just have to learn.
It's okay.
So, for example, this thing you're doing is
and
going
the thing
to
is,
teach
you
you
have
how
to say
start.
something because I think leaving the thing to fester, like, you haven't said yes, you haven't said no, you haven't said anything. I think that's what's going to breed awkwardness.
Yeah.
So just free it. They are big boys, you'll be all right.
Even if they are small.
Do you get? You'll be all of
Even if they are small or medium, everybody will be
you
okay.
You are enjoying your singlehood or whatever, and yeah, it's fine. It's who you like that you should answer. Beg, free it. They'll be okay. Your friendship will be okay. And if it's not, well, maybe it was not that good in the first place. How do we know?
To be frank,
we don't know.
Because, like I said, if a man likes you, it's not when he says it that you
no,
say.
No, she was in a relationship
last year. She said the relationship ended beginning of last year.
And they come out now. You know, they'll first do cry on my shoulder.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that she wrote this thing to us in August or September.
They'll first do cry on my shoulder.
Okay, as the fears are finished.
God bless you. They'll first do, I've been there for you or whatever. Or maybe they're hoping that she'll fall in love with them. All of a sudden, see them in a new light.
She has stood up. And it's not looking good for them, innit?
Yeah, I think you just need to tell them that, listen, bro, so sorry.
So let's talk about something.
Once.
I know you're off social media at the moment.
Sure.
But are you aware of like Mohbad's passing?
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw him.
So,
but I don't know what happened to him.
We're not 100% sure yet either. That's the thing.
I just saw like RIP him. I saw it in a group chat, but I don't know.
Yeah. So basically, you're not being on social media is very inconvenient.
It's actually really inconvenient for me because I keep hearing things and I'm like, Akilo Shele.
So you know who Mohbad is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he was under Naira Marley's music label, and
I also saw someone abusing Naira Marley.
Yes. So from what I gather, he tried to leave.
Oh,
he wanted to leave the label, Abby. That's what happened. And for some reason, this thing was like, at the moment, the thing be like cults. The boy said he wants to go.
What,
he's
the
not
Malian killing?
Yes. And for the last like year and a half, they've been physically harassing him.
Publicly? Like, is this a known thing sister, or is just when he died, he came out?
No, I said he's publicly, privately, he was writing threads about it. He would put videos, pictures, like boys would come to his house, beat him up, like 15, like he would go for shows, they would beat him up. Randomly, he would be chilling, they would beat him up.
Sorry, based on...
There was a video of him
onto record label.
There's a video of him and Zlatan have this music video together, and while they are shooting the video, these guys just show up basically to beat the hell out of him, and Zlatan like stands in between them.
Oh wow.
Yes, like it's not as if it's not rumor, as in there's I think that's the thing that is the saddest about everything. Like
that you can see that he spoke about it harassed this whole time.
He spoke about it on and off the record. He spoke about it in his music. I think there's something that has made me as a consumer a little bit ashamed, is that music we were dancing to, this boy was saying it in his songs. Like, it's not as if it was like, that is coming out like from a private, publicly. He was singing about it. He was writing about it. He was making threads. He said, if anything happens to him, people should hold Naira Marley and Sam Larry. He said it, Fakemi. It's not like conjecture from the general public that, when we're trying to do Twitter police.
Wait, I don't...
It was not that. Like, he said it.
They're beating him up because he wants to leave the label.
He said, they do it again. And he also wanted, like, he wasn't getting his royalties.
He wanted to change his car, all these,
his contract, like, it wasn't clear, And it's the typical thing of, like, you leave the hood, you're excited.
You sign a bad contract and you want to get out of it. Drama.
But it's not drama as in legal drama.
This is like, as in they are brushing you.
Yes, so... The Sam Larry guy in question, in pictures, in videos, you see him harassing the boy. No be them say. He himself said, if anything happens to me...
My question is, what happened to him that he passed away?
So we're not really sure. Which stupid ear infection? Let me tell you something. I'm a dollar. I did not do biology past year 9, no. As in, and year 9 being GS3, I did not do biology more than that. But can we all be serious?
Which ear infection?
Which kind of ear infection?
And how does that kill you all of a sudden?
Barbarian, and they gave him one injection. You know, like when people are saying things and you know that, do you know
it's
what?
Better to say why don't you say, no,
why don't you say you people are mumus and you can't do anything? It's better for you to say that. Just say it's like that. This one is ear infection.
Oh my
Which one is,
God.
and then there's like all sorts of other stuff. So there's like apparently a lot of cultism involved and cult boys. And first of all, can I say something?
You are going to say it.
Yes.
So I don't know why you asked this question.
Everybody you have choices to make in life.
Sure.
You cannot leave university and be a cultist. Can we be serious? Can we be serious?
Sorry, I want to ask you, the people that are doing it, they have two heads or what? See you say you cannot leave. They are there. You say they cannot
I'm not
leave.
arguing that.
They are doing monthly meetings.
What I'm saying is that
cooperative.
you live.
They have called cooperative. You know cooperative.
And then you're physically attacked. Let me say something I can't understand. And the one in university, I can see how there is logic in it, because on that closed environment, the sense of power and fake chemistry annoying me. I'll be going around this babe. Do you know her? Do you know her face?
I even get it more when people are outside, because first of all, it's not a logical thing. Number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, those ties that you need, that false sense of power of like a group of people who are you is outside. In uni is a close community, so like you even have a sense of this is where outside, when you're in the world and it's just you get everybody, nobody is sending you. That's when you really need all those kind of stupid things. That's it.
I also need to say something. So over the last couple of days, like people have been asking like a lot of questions, and this is my problem. One of my very many problems with Nigeria. Why does the Nigerian police behave like justice and like the rule of law is an impossible
thing to achieve? It's not
difficult to, like, it doesn't take you a long time to take like initial first steps. All this ejo where you people are saying, okay, one of the people that he said we should hold, if something happens to him, has pictures with members of the police force. And then it's been not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5
like recently.
days. Yes, since he died. And you've not brought that person in for questioning. And you're saying...
Yeah, because even if it's an empty kidney, at the very least, you ask them that, come, why did they call your name?
Hold on. And then you're saying that people shouldn't take laws into their own hands. This boy was not a... Like, there's something that's so deeply unjust about Nigeria, but this boy was not a nobody.
Yeah, people knew who he was.
People knew who he was. He spoke very clearly about what was happening to him. He has video, he had picture evidence. This boy petitioned the police.
They would have done
multiple times. And again, this is why you're proving the reason why you're proving to the general public that they're on their own. Yeah. You're proving the reason why people should pay cult boys protection money. You're proving it when you waste time. Then let's even talk about the dishonor that was that boy's funeral. I don't know. People are like, in Yoruba culture, if somebody dies young, we do the burial, we do the funeral on time.
I've never heard
Are we
of
dishonorable
that.
people?
I'm sorry to say.
We bury on time does not mean we bury without dignity. We bury them without honor. You just act like you just throw somebody's child in. So I can't understand what kind of people we are. Then okay, because he's the one in the family that's feeding everybody, you as his father, you don't have the dignity to keep quiet. You're coming out to talk about your house.
What is father
when
saying?
Your son just died? Who gives a shit about how you live?
What did he say?
The guy was saying, he's basically trying to get people to mobilize and like, he's basically trying to crowdfund. Complaining about how, his son, his son's property, everything is with the wife and her family. And
so now I want to collect money in this moment.
My thing is that what kind of people are we?
Yeah.
As Nigerians, what kind of human beings are we that we think that is everything we do that must be lacking in dignity? Every time I say this thing, people think I'm being dramatic. There is a way society functions when, regardless of like whether you come from plenty or poverty, the way you treat children and the way you treat old people, it shows like what your values are. It tells you who you are. I know that like whenever we do this podcast, people say things like, we come from a privileged background. Let me tell you something. Just because you don't have financially does not mean you lack honor.
or you lack
It doesn't
dignity.
mean you don't have honor.
It doesn't mean you can't tell the truth. It doesn't, nobody is saying you won't be scared, but it doesn't mean you will dishonor your child or your friend or your
That
relative,
way.
or you leave them alone. And then even when they pass on, there are things you don't do under the guise of, I don't have. I think, like, it's just so unfair. The way the state is behaving is unfair.
Yeah.
The way people are behaving is so cruel.
I also want to say something about parenting and being a parent. I'm not one, obviously. So I don't know. But you know one thing I've always been very happy about? There is nobody in this world that can intimidate me. Because in my mind, I always think I'll call my daddy for you. See, until my parents leave this world, their primary responsibility is to back my beef.
Yeah.
It's not... There's a... See, you don't... this is not about money. People need to know when you have a child that they come from somewhere. You can't do this to my child when I'm still alive.
Yeah.
What you have to do is kill me first. Then when you kill me, anything you want to do to this boy, feel free, because he doesn't have anybody in this world. Feel free. Look, I don't know, when I was growing up with my grandparents in Oshodi, there are people that did not have money. But they were such a nuisance to other people that people, you know, like those mothers that are very troublesome.
Yeah.
So people know, do you know what? Leave their children
Leave their
alone.
children so that
Whatever
they will
thing
not come and
you
make
have going on
noise,
here
just
on
leave
these
them.
streets, whether you are starting small gang or the woman would have caused so much trouble that everybody knows that when these ones come back from school, they do their homework. If they come out and play, you just realize that children are not playing with them. They leave them and their siblings to play by. Why? Because if their mother should come, she will not beat only them.
It's you too.
She will beat us. Then she will now take us back to our parents and make sure that they also beat us. Yeah, yes, it's best. My grandmother did this. My dad did not come from money. And she realized that she did not have the strength, that if these boys become teenagers and decide to join some sort of cult or gang, it's not enough. So what she did was she made them pariahs from small. So that nobody will bother.
Yeah.
Kola and Tunde, we don't want to play with you. Go. We don't have ball. They go house. Eshe, thank you. Not the one, and it's something that I feel really strongly about. It's the same way I was saying, some of this stuff that's happening in universities, where one lecturer has sexually assaulted multiple girls. And let me tell you something. Your papa and mama, they know what thing they go through. By the time 1, 2, 3, 4 popsies have decked him, beating stupid.
My own is even with sometimes with all this, the streets will rise up. I said, but is in things like this now people are fighting, people are dying. But see this thing you said about lecturer. Should be inside the university where they are called, but lecturers are assaulting. Why didn't you rise up?
Exactly.
Why didn't you rise up and brush them so that we'll know that power? Yeah, so that's why sometimes you look at these things and I'm like, but what is
evil
it
doesn't
really?
beget evil doesn't beget
it
good.
Doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It's part of why all this talk of the streets will do it. I'm like, you don't want to give credence to any. Do you know what cultism is?
Because see, once the streets rises up, it is people who are in it, people who are not in it, everybody will suffer.
Yes. Let me tell you something that people never talk about or rarely ever do talk about. When like gang violence happens in like an area, something that people never discuss is how, because of the chaos, people take advantage to commit more crimes.
Yeah.
So whenever there's violence in an area, there'll be looting and then there'll be rapes. There'll be a lot of sexual assaults. People never talk about that part. Some people have mind. I'm telling you, some people have mind. Some people don't.
Yeah.
Courage is not easy. For your guy is fighting somebody and you guys actually operate like a gang. You move together like a gang. And then your guy is fighting somebody. It's not easy to say, Baba, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, especially when you can see what's happening to somebody else.
Sometimes, and then, the thing is that what we've seen now, logically, you would think that will now make everybody else be like, I'm not doing. But what they're not thinking now is, if this can happen to this one, what will happen to me? So
and also, if there is no, obviously, again, you don't know what happened or whatever, but if no investigation is done, if nothing comes out, whether anybody had anything to do with his death or not, if for all the other assaults, nobody is held to ransom, it's just going to carry on.
Yeah. And then the mystery and the myth of the people who perpetrate those things.
It will just go larger and larger.
If you guys went to a secondary school where there was like bullying and stuff, have you ever seen a bully being leveled?
The bully did. They didn't do it.
It takes one person, and the only time I ever saw something like that happen, it was one random, like somebody was trying to like get on someone in life, or someone was trying to get on, all this normal like making fun, and the person had just come into the school. You're trying to, and he looked quiet and shy. He beat stupid. Out of this bully, and it's almost as if once he had beaten him, everybody now said, "Oh, so this one, TLE. No, you are nothing. You are a stupid. You are irregular." After that one beating, immediately, everybody now realized that this person is not something to be worried about. But if he was able to continue just like that, the myth around him will go, "Oh, this guy, don't try this guy. Don't try this guy. Oh, don't try this guy." And that's how it starts. That's how it happens. So quite frankly, I don't even know what this it's not supposed to achieve anything, but I just feel really, really sad.
Yeah.
It just is really, really heartbreaking that a young person, real from the hood, not cosplay, that boy didn't come from much. He hustled and made something of himself and just died for it like that. Do you know the funny thing is? The crazy thing is, do you know it could have been malaria that killed that boy? We can never believe it.
Yeah.
We can never.
That's what I was going to say, that if he was actually ill, you won't believe it.
I can't. I can't believe it. I can't, because he has over a year of recorded physical, verbal, even spiritual harassment. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. How can you believe it? You live Ikorodu, you move to Lekki. Every other week, gangs of boys are just coming to beat you. I can't imagine how he felt when his wife told him that she was pregnant. He must have been scared out of his mind. Then God also punished those of you that were saying, "Oh, when his mother, his sister, his wife, they should stand up to waiting." Do you know what women go through? At least men, they'll just beat you. Women, they'll beat you and rape you. And nothing will happen.
Stand up for him.
They want women to now come and do witchcraft on top. We should go and carry
Why
a
didn't
ball.
somebody else stand up for him?
I don't know, man.
Anyway.
So whatever needs to happen should happen. No, but if the wrong kind of thing happens, let's not pretend we don't know why.
Yeah.
A country that doesn't elevate justice, how can people be going to gangs for justice? How can cultists be doing Instagram lives, planning how they are going to do, everybody must rise up on this matter? I say a war. You that you should be in jail. They wear yellow berets, red berets, blue berets. They carry your shoulder. 40-year-old men, 30-year-old men, bullies. We're empowering bullies because we won't do the right thing. Now people are saying, men day. Excuse me, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm not there.
Men go home, I beg. I don't want.
Everybody. Listen.
It's like how we used to joke about what is it? You don't want what you don't want to. Make men know they let them go home. Make men they go out.
People not
let
saying,
everybody go home.
Like when you now realize that we're all different.
Fight, and I cannot support a fighter.
I'm not there. I
want to just say, not only can I not fight, any fight I can't even support you.
So somebody on Twitter yesterday, I was just seeing all sorts. Who goes there? I go with God. The way I report you to police. As if, because of what's happening, all of us should choose a side. I'm with Christ. Is everybody okay? Now say, these ones, they are Lord.
They say we should wear breastplate of righteousness and what and
what. They said, Lord, see Lord, Christ Lord, Nimio John, long, please. Can we be serious? Someone that, men day. Then, hello. Nothing like that. You people are laughing, but it's actually not funny because now they are using this thing as a recruitment tactic. It is crazy. They are doing PR.
It's PR now.
Then they do letterhead.
And there's a sector of everybody that people would think that, you know what, this makes sense.
They are like, and something, the most gallant. I say, Jesus. It is cultism that we're seeing. It's because they are writing it with English. People die weekly. People die on top of all these things. It's not a joke. So when I'm saying it's not even just to laugh. It's just genuinely. Are we nuts? Are we insane?
Yeah.
Maybe some people are too young to remember. You don't want gang wars in Lagos. Please remember when OPC and
you don't
Kini were fighting.
Want cultists fighting
You don't want
on the road. You don't want men to date anywhere. I want to assure you that you want them to go home.
Some people are now trying to prove, I know Nigerians always getting carried away with stupid things, trying to prove that they have affiliation. You are not a cultist. You did it, they follow them and say who they. Whoa. You want to show that, as in, your cousin's cousin was a cultist, so you know as they go. You're not saying, without you. Without who? Huh? No, are we crazy? See, something men, gallant men. Sorry, this is not the opportunity for cultists to now try and be the face of justice. Please, nobody asked for that one. Please. Somebody died under mysterious circumstances. It's not hard. Do an autopsy. Question the people that... Do you understand? Where were you? Sorry, we have video evidence of you beating this boy multiple times. So he died on this day. Please, where were you?
Let them clear you. Let them question you. Let them clear you. This is not a real place. Let me just advise you. This is not a real place. This is not a real place. And the truth is, people will ask, why don't people... Courage doesn't pay. It doesn't pay. It doesn't pay in this country. It can never pay. Both on the street, both in the justice, it doesn't pay. That's the problem. Because are you telling me in this whole industry, nobody could have stood up for this boy before now?
Thank you.
Nobody could have said, bro, stop this thing now. Men, they guy, it's okay. It's enough.
Now, senior men in the industry, I hope all of you are ashamed.
Is it not easy enough?
Because first of all, let me not even be funny. Which year did Naira Marley even move to Nigeria? That he just got here, they control streets. Which year did he come from? Where is he? Pepeka and Mabinibo.
God bless you.
Which year did he come here? The guy, they control streets. Then he was bullying somebody. All of you that are doing senior men in industry, you two, you are looking. From where you call him, drug guys, Baba. We have rules here.
I met you people here.
Relax, they're not the first to have a problem.
See, it's too much.
It's too much. What is it?
It's too much.
How much is the boy owing you? Leave him.
Much.
What could he have seen that you're afraid you will say? What? Relax.
Said, look, if that boy had cardiac arrest, nobody will believe it. Nobody will believe.
And he reached to have cardiac arrest.
I'm telling you, I said nobody will believe if he died of an infection. Nobody. And this is the situation you put yourself in. When streets take over. I wish everybody the best of luck. May he so rest in peace.
May he so rest in peace, but please, no men or women day anywhere.
Not got any. Go home. No day anywhere. Go home. Everybody
sorry, those of you that are just doing it for... You're just adding mouth.
Everybody go to their respective houses. I can imagine the kind of time like this one will be hot now. Anybody that knows anybody to be...
I said, if you see what I was saying yesterday.
Then I'll be posting the sign of the cross. Hey, but greater is he who is in me.
But yeah, it's just really sad. So rest in peace to Mohbad. I wish.
Yeah, and all the best to everybody in areas that. Not in those who are grieving, and also those who are going to be inadvertently affected by this, even though it doesn't concern you.
They say people should not go to the beach.
Again, once violence starts, it's very hard to control. It's very hard to control what happens after that because it's starting on one matter, and it's just going to
balloon into something.
It's just going to balloon into other sorts of matters. So, I think we should be a bit careful about what you are. Look, the thing about jungle justice is that it is indeed a jungle. Other people always get hurt. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
There's always collateral damage.
Yeah, and it's just because there's not going to be the normal justice that we have. But I don't think this is our solution. So,
at all. Sorry, that took over the whole episode. But
no.
I felt it was really important that we talk about it. There was something else and now I can't remember.
Please do. We don't know anything. Please.
We chose black and pink.
To Christ.
Omo Jesu 101.
Please. I don't have any side. I don't even know anybody. My daddy cannot fight.
He surely can't.
He surely can't. So that's it. Just saying. I'm just saying. It's just an advice.
Yeah.
Just an advice. If you don't want to take it up.
Is there anything else that I wanted to mention? No, I can't remember. I've swept it away.
No.
Emotion.
No.
Somebody else was asking about live shows.
We're planning them.
We are?
Lagos, December. Yeah.
Okay.
I've said it now, so what can we do? Yeah, Lagos at the very least, Lagos.
Yeah.
Maybe Abuja, I don't know. Can't say, can't shout. But Lagos.
I liked
sure.
Abuja.
I
Abuja
really
was
did
so
like
much
Abuja.
fun.
It was great vibes. So maybe Lagos, Abuja. We don't have any plans as of yet.
No,
like
no,
when
no.
I say we don't have any plans, I mean nothing is booked, nothing is out. But like in the mind, I would like to do the show and the party this December. So perhaps we have a bit of time. Maybe we should get into that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get into that.
Shit.
Another cute thing that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daddy called me on Saturday and he just said, you know what? He basically said, I know that you're having a shit time. I just want to say that it's fine. It's okay. Actually, what he said was, if you were not, I'll know that you are doing rubbish. That's actually what he said. That if we're not going through things, I'll know that this business they're doing is rubbish. That was lovely. So nice encouragement. Yes.
That was the encouragement.
It's actually, that is what he said. Actually, that's what he said.
Well, he did. He told me that
He
he
said
called
I
you.
should press on.
Sounds like him. Sounds like him. You know, my dad doesn't speak.
He told me to press.
He
He
doesn't speak
literally said
normally.
that I should press on.
He doesn't speak normally.
He said I should press on.
That's what I told you now that when I was crying about my breakup, you know, my father told me, take heart.
That's the last thing he said. I should press on.
He doesn't. He speaks pastorese. He doesn't speak English.
I just said,
He
Uncle,
doesn't
I
speak-
will press.
He doesn't speak English. Like my dad uses the word tarry. Like he uses it in normal conversation. He will say, "Oh, I think they tarried a while." I'm like, Daddy, what do you mean they tarried a while? You mean like they stayed or they waited? Like what are you talking about?
I found myself just saying, Uncle, I will press on. I will press on.
He speaks pastorese.
I just said, sir.
Even his brother is always making fun of him. Like, why do you talk like this?
What's called me? I just knew that. She said something about going through, the wilderness. Just a press on. I said, you know what?
Sounds 100% like him.
Yeah.
The wedding I went for on Saturday, I was looking around and I was like, my parents cannot be involved in this part of my wedding at all. They won't know where to start from.
Like
Like,
the party.
you people will dance to Sissy Winans. They don't know anything. They don't know anything. Like, my parents are so...
That's one thing I know I inherited from my own parents. We do know how to have a party.
Zero. My parents went for a party.
Let me tell you, my wedding, you know that thing that they do that adults go home?
No, nothing like that.
Let me bend if my parents go home.
No, it's not
In
possible.
fact, if my grandma might even stay, I say let me bend if any of my family members go. It's not in their spirit
To go home.
to
No.
go home, to live an active bash.
Let me tell you how terrible my parents are. My parents went for a party one time. No, they organized the party and got home at 9:00. And, they were so exhausted the next day. Oh, Remy said, Jesus Christ. Rookies.
No.
And they don't drink. So, what are you tired of?
I inherited rock, so I inherited
I
rock.
just remembered my friend, the first wedding that I got finished, Toby's wedding. My parents, me and Bolu were finished. We couldn't even wake up the next day. So I think Jore, the youngest, saw us in the morning. He was like, this one's can't. So he just told my parents, forget about them. Let's
Yeah.
just. So my dad was now trying to ask me, my brother, that, is it not just a party? Why couldn't you wake up for church this morning? Bolu and I were thinking, it is by Christ we are here today. Alive. Alive. That we are alive. Did you know that it's because you are a pastor that your children are alive this very day? And you're asking us why we could not go to church. Do we even know our names this morning? Did we know who we were? As in, if I had known that meme at the time, when my brother came to meet me, I would have said, who are you to you to she, to they? Who? Anyway, my unsafe space of the week.
We're sitting on this face.
I will never stop.
See.
I will never stop because there are too many things for me to talk about.
Please wrap
in
it
this
up.
world. Yes, I'm about to wrap it up briefly. My unsafe space is people that don't understand that not everything is an opportunity for you to advertise yourself.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you so much for asking, my sister in Christ. So, Fekemi, if I ask you what's your biggest flaw, what would you say it is? If I say what's a flaw you have?
Like what?
Okay.
In what sense?
Just in any general sense.
My eyelashes are not long.
Good. You're even better. Some people, they'll say, oh, what are your flaws? Like, let's say I'm getting to know someone now and he's like, oh,
I'm a perfectionist.
do you think there's anything? I love too hard.
That's what I was going to say. I'm a perfectionist. All I'm saying, I'm so trusting.
Or like when they say, oh, and this is one that women do a lot. What don't you like about your body? My breasts are too big. I just don't know. my waist is so small. It's perfect for holding. The guys will be like, my biceps. My biceps, or my beard, sometimes just get a bit full. I just don't
annoying. Yeah.
It's so annoying. Or like my voice is deep, so I can't really whisper. If I'm whispering to my babe, okay, like let me try with you now. Shubo. Here you see. Hey, Nigerians and advertisements. Or some people will say stuff like at work when they say what are things you're difficult with. I carry everybody along too much, so sometimes it delays decision making. Or sometimes I move ahead of people. I move too fast.
I always take on everybody's responsibility.
I move too fast.
I pity you.
But guys, it's not every day. They'll say, oh, what do you struggle with in a relationship? Giving the person I love space because I love them so much. Or I give my all and then I'm empty. Flaws. Do you know what flaw is? Problem. Issue. Do you know what a flaw is? What's stuff like, oh, my eyes are
too trusting.
Someone said, you see people.
Oh, my favorite one. I'm just so generous. People just take advantage of me. I'm so generous. I'm generous to a fault.
Like I've heard somebody say, oh, like, what's really weird? People say I have bedroom eyes. I wanted to say, Abo Sherini. Are you crazy? Do you know what a problem? No,
but this thing happens in job interviews all the time.
Not just job interviews.
What's it like? What don't you do? Well, I'm such a team player. People always take advantage of me because I'm always carrying the team. Benny, please, please, do you come late to work? Like, can we get to where we're going? Please, let's hear a word. You strive in a fast-paced environment. Okay. I just, I really like when I get into the zone. Sometimes I'm just so focused. You can't really get me out of it. Okay.
All of them. What are your, can you see like, my face is like symmetrical. So sometimes my hair is so full.
It's such a hassle to manage. It's so difficult
managing it is just so difficult.
Honestly.
See. If I say, and as for you newcomers that you just got here, you don't know what we're doing in this place. You do not wait. You do not listen. You do not check. You're not saying, I don't understand this podcast. We don't understand you too. Get out of here. Get out of our compound. Imagine somebody just coming to your house for a and just shouting, why did you park your car here? What are you doing? Excuse me.
There were so many. The last, agony, and so people post their problems. You don't have to laugh at them. I said, that means you don't know the people writing. The people writing got them to do you know, they will be surprised.
Do you know the kind of people that they are? They don't understand the context of the podcast. They're the kind of people that come for
it. They've just seen it.
What they are is, they are people that go for a party. They don't know whether it's a funeral. They say, no small chops. No special awareness.
Ma'am, nobody is writing to us for life-changing advice. I want to just tell you the truth. I want to tell you the truth.
Anyway, speaking of life-changing advice, please, the link.
Anybody that writes inside that form is prepared.
The link is in the comment section for you. Please tell us your problem.
That they're going to have a good time.
Tell us your problem.
They know that if they have serious problem, they should face therapy squarely. Please.
I even want to write my own problem. I said I wanted to give somebody an jaw massage. They said I should get out. I realized that people don't. I'm too helping. I'm too helpful.
You have to give somebody.
I offer so much help.
You have to give somebody a witch massage.
And people reject my help.
Which massage?
I'm so helpful.
Which massage?
Jaw massage. They'll just bam. If you tell me that your back is paining you, as in I'll use my whole power.
Are you crazy? And you're surprised they didn't want it.
It shocked me. It shocked me.
I said, okay, what if I make it sexist? To get out of this. When I want to do it, I'll just do I'll first do my hand like this. Before, I won't jam it down. It will be slow downward. And okay, guys, I'm so sorry, but we can go now. I've said my own.
I'm already late.
Our own thing with this podcast. Our problem with this podcast is we're too giving.
We're just too
We're
good.
too kind. We're too good at what we do. So subscribe, like, whatever, share. Bye, guys. See you next week.